All right, folks, here we are at Pattern Best Collections one more time. To go to Pattern Focus, scroll your way down to today's pattern, Anuleaf. Oh, that's cool. It's basically just a leaf. We can do this. Okay, so all you're gonna need is a teardrop shape and a kind of a curvy, straightish line. Two things. That's it. That's all you need. So, simple, right? First thing to draw is going to be a big teardroppy leaf shape. It's just a teardrop. If you want to think of it this way, I'm trying to do it without turning my phone around. See? It's a big teardrop. All it is. Second, you're going to put that middle vein with a couple going each way, however you want to do it. And then you're going to do a little bit of a, just to make that kind of a curve. See that? Just right in there. On that, and fill it in on the outside and on the inside. So basically you're taking this shape and kind of just filling that in. I'll show you when I draw it. It's the same way we do, I'm trying to think of the name of the pattern. It'll come to me. Anyway, so you'll do that. You'll kind of go around and fill in the middles. And then just do a little aura going that way, like that. And you can color it in. Clearly, green is appropriate. Like that. So let's give that a go. I'm going to decide how I want to arrange my leaves. Turn on my light. There we are. I'm going to give myself a border, and I think I want a roundy border. Kind of like that, but I might, no, I take it back. I want it to be, I like that where my pattern kind of comes out around the border. Oop. I think I want it roundy, but I want it in further. Something like that. And then I think I want to have a leaf. I want one here. I want one here. Here. Maybe just three. I think here, here, and there. That's my composition. Kind of a diagonal composition. I think that's going to be good. Okay. So which one do I want in front? I want this one in front, I think. So I want the teardrop shape to go like that for this one. And then this one, I want it to come up this way. So I want this one to be the teardrop shape going that direction. And this one also, I want it to come that direction. Okay. So then this one's got like that. And something like that. That one I made, gave it a little bit of a swoop. You'll notice that those are not all going the same direction. They're not all going the same. This one's nice and kind of even, but this is all crooked. That's okay. I love these organic patterns because they can just kind of be what they are. They can live in whatever way they want to live. Okay? And then what we're going to do is do this rounding. So I'm going to just start here on the line, and I'm just going to kind of come around, and I'm just going to follow that shape, but I'm going to, when I get into the corners, round it. And then we're just going to fill in those spots dark. Just like that. Wish I could remember the name of that pattern that does this. Enzeppel. That's the name of the pattern. I haven't done that in a while. See? That's all. Just go around so that you don't have any sharp corners. They're all just kind of like pebbles. Just like that. And you just keep going until you're done, and then we'll have the other shape. But we're going to start, I'm going to do this, and I'm going to answer a question while I'm at it, because this is going to take a minute. And now, I just quickly looked at this question, and I'm going to warn you now that I'm going to answer it because somebody asked, so I'm going to answer. If you don't want to hear the answer to my question, I would suggest you mute or fast forward, because I'm going to tell you the truth. Just FYI. Question is, you speak about your faith. What was your journey to become a Christian? Jessie Granville wants to know. So I am going to tell you the truth. Some people might not want to hear it, so I understand that, and if you think that, you know, my faith should have nothing to do with drawing a leafy shaped pattern, you're probably right. But, you know, this channel seems to be part, I seem to have created part drawing and part vlog. And so since that's kind of what I have created, I'm going to just go for it. So my faith journey kind of started back before I even knew about it, when my best friend was looking for a best friend, and she had asked God for a best friend, and God answered her by saying, go sit over there next to that girl at the lunch table. And she found me, she sat next to me, and turned out we were in a class together. I don't at this point remember what class we were in together. Could have been art, could have been science, could have been history. I don't remember. But she introduced herself, and she invited me to eat lunch with her every day, and she introduced me to her other friends, and we became BFFs, and we're still BFFs. We've been friends since the 7th grade, and pretty early on in the 7th grade, you know, back when we were in school. It wasn't middle school, it was junior high, and 7th grade was the first year. It wasn't 6 through 9, it was, no, it wasn't 6, 7, 8. It was 7, 8, 9. We didn't have a 4-year high school, right? We only had 3. Sophomore, junior, senior, freshman. No, we had 4. Did we really only have 2 grades? And we had 7th, 8th for junior high. We went 1 through 6, or K through 6, and then we went 7, 8, and then we went 9, 10, 11, 12 in the high school. Yeah. Anyway, I've diverted myself already. But she had prayed for a best friend, and she'd been Christian a very, very long time, and she had a very close relationship with God. And so she asked for a best friend, and then it turned out her best friend didn't go to church. And that kind of flummoxed her. She wasn't too sure why God would give her a best friend that didn't believe in God. And it wasn't that I didn't believe in God, but my mom had sent my sister to a private school because of some issues that my sister had, and my mom didn't like what was happening in the public school. So my sister went to a private school. I continued in public school, and the private school was a supposedly Christian school. And so we attended that church for a while because my sister, I guess, was one of the tenets of being a student at that school was that your family attends. It was weird. And I have since come to find out that it was less Christian and more New Age. But I thought it was just weird, and I didn't like it. And I sort of, well, I want nothing to do with this. And it turns out that I was kind of right. It didn't gel with what I thought I knew about God and stuff. And anyway, it was weird. So my friend invited me to go to church with her, and I kept refusing. And finally she said, well, why don't you just come to my house? I've got a bunch of friends coming over. Sneaky girl. It wasn't just a bunch of friends coming over. She was having the youth group Bible study at her house. And I found that these kids weren't weird like the kids at the other church. And they were kind of cool. And they were people from school that I knew that I had no idea were going to church, and that they thought God was cool. And so that's sort of where my journey took me. I started attending youth group. I started paying more attention to the message. Youth group was fun. We did all sorts of fun stuff. And that's what youth groups should be. Some people in the church seem to feel like if the youth group isn't like super serious, then we're not doing it right. But I beg to differ, especially if you are inviting people who are not familiar with the faith. You know, youth group needs to just be fun first. It can't contradict the Bible and what the Bible teaches, but there is nowhere in the Bible that says, thou shalt not have fun. Matter of fact, I think that God has a absolutely tremendous sense of humor. There have been times I, oh really, God, you are just playing a joke on me, aren't you? You are laughing about this situation. If you look around in the animal kingdom, I think some animals were God's joke. What if I made something that looked like this? I mean, what's a giraffe anyway? Gee, they're funny looking, right? Beautiful, but funny looking. Anyways, so I accepted Jesus into my life at a winter camp with the church. I think I was in high school. It took me a while. So I probably attended the youth group and participated in all sorts of things for several years before I decided that, yeah, I think I want God to take control, because clearly some of the things that were happening in my life were out of control and were not good, and someone else needed to take the wheel. That was before that song, Jesus Take the Wheel, but that was how I felt. Jesus, somebody else needed to take over my life because I wasn't doing such a good job. And yeah, so that's pretty much it. You wanted to know. Okay, so now I'm going to do this border because I really want it. But I want that scrabbly border like I just did on another one recently, because I really like that look. I'm obsessed with that look lately. And then I need to erase all of my guidelines so that I can do the next step. Okay. Okie doke. I answered that question. I'm done with the question. You can turn the volume back up now. Ha ha ha. Of course, the people who've turned the volume off are not here anymore. But anyway, the next question is, what do you like best about living in San Diego, by Jeff Elliott? And I'm not exactly sure where Jeff got the idea that I live in San Diego. I do not live in San Diego, so I can't tell you what is the best thing about living in San Diego. However, I do live in Southern California. Just north of San Diego, well, quite a bit north of San Diego, about 100 miles north of San Diego. I visited San Diego, and maybe he heard when we did, my husband did a bike ride out of San Diego, and maybe he was listening to that. My leaves do not look like her leaves. She was more V-shaped in her leaf. Let me get my little sample thing. She was more of a specific, you know, V shape when it came to her shapes. So her leaves look different than mine, but I don't care. I think I'm enjoying myself this way, and I can continue with the pattern the way she's got that. And then she's got this aura, and it doesn't go all the way around, not like a rock, but like this. It comes here toward the base of your leaf, like that. So anyway, I can tell you what I like about living where I live, but I don't live in San Diego, so I can't tell you about that. I think that, oops, I didn't do that right. Oh well, that's alright. It's just gonna follow anyway. I love where I live. It's about 45 minutes to drive to a mountain location. It's about an hour and a half to get to the beach. I'm like 45 minutes away from Disneyland. I'm like an hour away from Universal Studios in Los Angeles. I'm just like in the middle of Southern California, and there's just so much to do here. I most of the time like the weather. I most of the time like the people. You know, it's got its ups and downs, but there's always something to do. If you're bored here, then you just haven't picked up a local calendar of events, because there is always something to do. There we go. That's really interesting. I like this a lot. Do I want it to live like that or like that? Doesn't really matter which way it lives, does it? I like the composition this way and this way. I think I'm going to do it this way. And I am going to color it because it clearly wants green. But I think I'm going to do a little shading first, where this one sits on top of those other two. I think I'm gonna have a little bit of shading like this. A little bit of drop shadow. Yeah, that's cool. I like that. Okay. And then my green. go that one and that one and this one and that one. I'm going to start with this upper one. It's going to get a mid-tone green. With little mid-tone green, little mid-tone green, doo-doo-doo-doo. And then one light one on top. I think I'm going to put that lightest one on top last though. Put this darker one down here. Like that. Something like this. Sounds like my husband's home. Guess I'll be done drawing for a little while. I like having more than one color. Even if you don't really see them all, they're there and your eye notices. Keeps it from being really flat. That's cool. Okay. Then this one's going to have this green as its main color. And this really dark green. And then come back with this sort of medium green. And then this dark green again. And then the lightest green on the top. Lots of green. I didn't draw, and why didn't I color in there? I don't know why I didn't color in there. I guess because it was so dark I didn't think about it. But it needs to be colored. Okay. And then I'm going to go with this same medium color again as its base, but I'm going to go deeper. Okay, but I'm going to go with the darkest color. So I have a bigger contrast in color than I did with this one. Probably should have sharpened my pencils. They work better when they're really sharp, FYI. But I didn't, so it is what it is. Okay, and then the light green again. Completely highlight that. Okay. And I feel like I need a little bit of the white, but not a lot, but just in maybe this, oh, my toe is cramping. Oh, that is not good. Okay, that doesn't feel good. Whew. That leaf's got a lot of white. And then just a little bit. It's not in all the spots, it's just here and there. Right where it would be highlighted. There we go. Oh, how pretty is that? And I feel like I want this dark color here. There we go. Ah, yes, I've never put color in my border before. That's something new. Okay, so there's my Anuleaf. Mine looks different than hers. It's okay, it should. Yours should look different than mine. If it looks exactly the same, then, you know, you haven't put your own creative spin on it. You gotta let loose. Let it go. Do your own thing. It's okay. You can be in charge of your own destiny here with your art. Okay, you guys have a great day. I will be back tomorrow to answer more questions, draw some more, but I think I'm done for the day. It's time to go put my foot up. My husband's home, and I'll go see what's going on. I'll see you later. Bye-bye. Go out and do something nice for someone today, okay? Bye.